G'day folks, and welcome to the Bachelor of Science enrolment video. My name's Chris Thompson, I'm the Associate Dean Education, and in this short video we're going to focus on science double degrees. So if you're watching this video, I'm going to assume that you're doing one of the double degree combinations. It'll be the Bachelor of Science with one of the many other options that you can do at Monash University as a double degree. There are some slight differences between double degrees and single degrees, so make sure you're watching the right video. So the goal of enrolment is to get the first year of your course locked in. You don't actually need to worry about the second, third, or possibly fourth years of your course at this stage. Enrolment is all about just getting that first year done. You can see in this little block diagram here, I've got 8 what we call units. So these are what you might think of as subjects at Monash University. And I've colour-coded them because not every single unit that you're doing is going to be a science unit. In your case, some of those units are going to be from the other part of your course. Here, blue is science, green is whatever that other course is. So in the first year of your course, you have to complete 8 units, and in a double degree, 4 will be on the science side and 4 will be from the other course that you're doing. There are some slight differences depending on which double you're doing, so make sure you consult the handbook and look at the course maps for your course. But as a general rule, it's going to look something like this: your science component and the other component of your course. So each of these little blocks is nominally a subject. We call them units. Now, all of the units at Monash University have some value in terms of credit points, and most of them are 6 credit points. There are some examples which are 12 and 24, but for the science degree, usually it's going to be 6 credit points. So a full-time enrolment is obviously going to be 6 times 8, 48 credit points in total. Our academic year is split into 2 semesters. So you do 24 in the first semester and 24 in the second semester. At the end of 4 years, your course map might look something like this. Every now and then, you might mix and match in a slightly different way. There might be some years where you do 5 science units and 3 from your other course, or vice versa, as long as you get the balance by the end of your course. So, a few important things. Every science degree includes a major. This is a specialisation in a particular field of science. Now, you have to complete 8 units across the course to fulfil that major. Now, some of those units will be at what we call first year level, and then obviously as you go through the course, you've got second year units and third year units, which is where you're really specialising in the higher level of that discipline area. So every student must fulfil a major. Do you need to lock the major in now? No, you don't. First year is all about trying a few different subjects and discovering what major you think you might like to complete. So you can also complete a minor. Some students will do a minor, some students won't. So this is not a compulsory part of the course, but all you need is 4 units from the same discipline area to fulfil a minor. So all of these majors and minors, what are they? Well, there's a long list for you to choose from, and you can see some of those discipline areas here. Probably some of these things you've heard of before, but others might be new. Some of them overlap with high school subjects, but some of them are very much university level discipline areas. So your job right now is to go and look at the Monash Handbook and read about these areas of study, as we call them, and think about which ones you might be most interested in studying. You might want to continue something you did at high school, or you might want to try something new. So, when we get to the end of this process, the most important thing is that you've locked in that first year of your enrolment. You can worry about the second and third years later, but to fully enrol and make sure Monash has locked that in, you have to have enrolled in 8 units, so as a full-time student. Now, you might have intentions in your first year to actually be a part-time student. That's fine, but to activate your enrolment, do it as a full-time student in the first instance, and then you can come and chat to us before semester starts and talk about other options around part-time study. But hopefully you're choosing to study full-time. Some of you may have credit So you may have done studies elsewhere before coming to Monash University. You can get credit for prior study. Again, to do that, just enrol full-time for the time being and then come and talk to our staff about that. So in summary, you've got the first semester, 4 units, the second semester, another 4 units. Also, some of you might be kicking off as a mid-year enrolment, so you would be starting in semester 2. The pattern is exactly the same, you're just starting 6 months out of sync. Every unit has a unit code, so all of the different subjects you will find in the Monash Handbook, which is all fully online, easy to access. So if you're looking for a particular subject, put it into the search engine of the handbook, which we'll look at in a moment, and then you can go looking for those unit codes. Some of them are quite self-explanatory. You can see here, bio, obviously that's a bio subject. You can pair these things up and they're known as a sequence. Every science student must complete 2 level 1 sequences. Level 1 is a first year subject and a pair of units must be completed for at least 2 disciplines in the course. So make sure you get those done, usually in the first year of the course. Now, a quick look at the handbook, which I've made reference to several times. The easiest way to find it is just to type into the Google search engine Monash Handbook 2021 and it will bring it up quite readily. So click on that and you will find on the opening page it will bring up a search engine. So in here you can just plug in your course name, although as a general rule, if you know your course code, I find that to be a little bit quicker. In this example, I'm just using Bachelor of Science and Bachelor of Arts double degree. That's the S 2006, and you can see that brings it up, doesn't bring up any of the other hits. As you scroll through, it talks a little bit about the course, which campuses it's offered at, the learning outcomes for the course, but here's the most important bit, the structure and the requirements for the course. Really important that you read these sections. It talks about all of the things that are compulsory for making sure you complete the course in the right order. You can see this long list here are all the majors that I was talking about earlier. Now you can click on any of these, let's just go with chemistry, and that will bring you to the chemistry area of study. Again, it's got a bit of an introduction, but most importantly, those requirements. It'll tell you which units you need to do to fulfill a major in chemistry or one of those minors in chemistry or that I was talking about before. So the handbook is where all of the most accurate information is. Make sure you check this out. If we look at an individual unit very quickly, first year chemistry, so CHM 1011 tells you a little bit about how the unit works, who the unit coordinator is, tells you how we assess you in the unit, and how we teach you, what the workload requirements are. And it even includes whether or not there are any costs for the unit. Do you have to buy a lab coat or safety glasses and so on. So in summary, the handbook is extremely useful. Now, for a double degree, you can actually go to in this case, it's the arts component, and it'll tell you what you need to do to fulfill the other part of that double degree. I'll let you do your own homework on that one. So that's the handbook. And by the end of the course, the handbook will have guided you through this, the course map for your overall course. But for today, you just have one job, and that's to get your first year sorted out and sorted out correctly. So by the end of the enrolment process, these 8 boxes here, you will have filled in with 8 unit codes to lock in your enrolment for first year. All right, good luck with the process.